Which Yu-Gi-Oh anime has the most non-duel episodes? Let's watch.
Hello everyone, it's Dylan
Sorry, I'm just gonna say it's Duel Monsters. I don't know what we're doing.
from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Video. So I've done a lot of weird lists in the past where we kind of look at Yu-Gi-Oh! Shows from an analytical perspective. You know, most duels won, most losses of all time, most duels in a show, things like that. And in today's video, I went through every single Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode, and I have constructed a list of which Yu-Gi-Oh! Shows have the most non-duel episodes. Obviously, duels are the crux of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. Duels and the characters are what makes a Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. And having a non-duel episode gives the viewer a chance to interact with the cast a little more in ways that we don't get to through duels.
I feel like I cannot name like non-duel episodes outside of Duel Monsters, like right now. Like I cannot think of anything. I really cannot think of anything that is not like from. I'm trying to think from GX. I'm sure there was, but in GX there were probably like so few that I cannot. I mean, there's recap episodes in the 4th season. Like the first, I think it's the first episode of the 4th season. There is one episode where they just recap duels. I think of that one, and then the next one after that, I think.
Sometimes they are really good plot building episodes. Other times they are simply recap and filler episodes that don't really serve an overall purpose. So starting from the least to the top, we are going to go over which shows have the most non-duel episodes. And please leave your predictions down below. I
don't know. I have no idea.
Number 7, Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s with 5 non-duel episodes. So this isn't really too surprising. I kind of expected 7s to have the least amount of non-duel episodes. The reason for this is Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s is about 30 episodes shorter than Vrains and about 60 episodes shorter than 5D's Excellent Arc 5, and it's literally not even 50% of the amount of episodes that Duel Monsters has. Basically,
okay, it's because it just has less episodes, so I guess we will see. I don't know. Something tells me that Vrains has a lot of non-duels episodes. I don't know.
What I'm saying is 7's had the lowest amount of Yu-Gi-Oh! Episodes, and so if there's a low amount of episodes in comparison to the other shows, there's obviously going to be less non-duel episodes. Still, I thought it would be a little more than 5, but Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's does come in 7th place here, which is pretty cool. Number 6 is Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, which has only 6 non-duel episodes.
This is huge. That means that GX is the well, of course it is, right? It's the one that has the most, or rather the lowest percentage of non-duel episodes, because this is the one that has the most episodes. The second one, I don't know what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
This is probably one of the more crazy stats in regards to this list. Yu-Gi-Oh!
Really?
GX had 180 episodes, and to think that it has the second least amount of non-duel episodes just shows how many duels there were in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. And Yu-Gi-Oh! GX will always be the Yu-Gi-Oh! show that had the most amount of pointless duels. If you look back on that first season, really the first 2 seasons, there are so many characters that show up for one episode, lose to Judai, and then go away and serve no purpose to the show whatsoever outside of the episode that they are in.
Remember Lorenzo? Remember Lorenzo, chat? That was such a cool character. Bada Bean.
And the fact that this show only has 6 non-duel episodes and 174 of the episodes contain duels really is a bit alarming, and probably this show could have used some more non-duel episodes to just focus on some of the characters that were not Judai and maybe slow the pace of the show down, which seemed to be a little bit all over the place in those first 2 seasons.
I'm glad that you remember Pyronova, the BES guy. Yeah, that guy.
We have 2 shows tied for 4th, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds and Yu-Gi-Oh!
I wasn't expecting
Zexal,
that.
which both had 9 non-duel episodes. I feel like this is probably a happy medium. A show that has 150-ish episodes gets about 10 non-duel episodes. That feels right. And while a few of these were your traditional clip shows and recaps, there were a good mixture of non-duel episodes in these two shows that allowed the plot to develop, allowed us to get storylines outside of dueling, and allowed us to just take a break from, at times, what seemed like a constant flurry of duels. I feel like these two shows are definitely in that happy medium range.
Okay, I know this is gonna come like a surprise from. I haven't watched like 5 days, right? Who is this guy? It's even covered by the chat. Wait, hold on. Who is this guy? I've never seen that guy. Who is that guy? It's like those. Have you seen that meme from The Simpsons where it's like a naked guy in there with a family, and he's like, "Who is that guy? I've never seen that." It looks like it's Photoshop. It's Photoshop there. Like who? What? The guy in the this guy. Like on the right. Yes, on the right. I've never seen that guy in anything. It's like photoshopped in, right? It's like it's from a different series or something. I don't know.
Of duels. I feel like these two shows are definitely in that happy medium range.
Sorry, I know someone is gonna say, "What are you talking about? That's my favorite character in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! What are you saying? How do you not know him?" You know the Photoshop guy. I will be so fine if it does actually Photoshop. Oh my god, I will cry, dude. I will cry, dude. I swear.
And I don't really have too much more to say about either of them. Number 3, Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, 12 non-duel episodes. So again, this is a little more than 5Ds and Zexal, but it's not a concerning amount. And I look at Arc 5, 5Ds, and Zexal as kind of the benchmark for a lot of these stat compilations, because they were the shows that lasted 3 years. You know, Duel Monsters was 4, GX was 3.5, and so I feel like they're the easiest shows to compare. And Arc 5 had a crazy plot. There was a lot that was going on early in the show, really all the way through the end. So I think Arc 5 having some more non-duel episodes to kind of let the viewers relax, especially early on when we were learning about the U-Boys and the Bracelet Girls. I mean, the first arc of Arc 5, really the first season, I should say, was so good. And so I think the mixture of non-duel episodes and maybe having a little more than 5Ds and Zexal, given how intense the plot was from the get-go with Arc 5.
Oh, that's what I heard. It's a lot of plot. The plot is very important, almost as the other one. What is it called? Duel Monsters. Chad, you know what? I used to think that I used to consider Yu-Gi-Oh! Like a shonen in the same sense of sports anime. I don't know if you are into sports anime, Chad. I don't know. Like one of my favorite ones is Haikyuu, for example. Like Haikyuu, if we do a video like this for Haikyuu, it's like, wait, most episodes don't have any volleyball. I feel like we most seasons. Well, maybe I don't know if most seasons. Wow, someone is gonna say, oh, actually, in the 3rd season, is the whole season is just one match, right? But I feel like there is not that much because they focus too much in the characters. But I feel like in Yu-Gi-Oh! There is a lot of duel that pointless. I don't know if people will like it more if they focus more on the storylines for the characters. Is that a thing that you care about? I guess like most people here are probably fans of the anime to a certain extent. I don't know. Let me know about that in the comments. If you think like Yu-Gi-Oh! Needs more, should focus more on the story or more on the duels. Because a different thing is that sometimes the storylines feel like disconnected from the other ones. Like season 1 is just one story, and then you go to season 2 and it's the same characters, but like this new antagonist has nothing to do with the previous one. And like that. Maybe I'm mistaken, but that's what I've seen. That's how I've been perceiving it. So maybe it would be cool if they focus more on the stories and less on the duels. Or maybe they just get rid completely of the story and they just have duels. I don't know.
Makes sense. Number 2, Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains with 17 non-duel episodes.
Dude, that's huge. That's a huge number. I think sports anime analogy is a good way to approach Yu-Gi-Oh anime, a good mixture of both, but I like the dual focus. I see it, I can see it. I feel like the focus on the duels makes sense when you're really into the game. But I feel like in a different way of seeing it is like, if I care more about the characters because they're character focused episodes, then I care also more about the duels. But who knows?
So while Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is on one extreme with only having 6 non-duel episodes, Vrains had 17, almost triple the amount of episodes without a duel that GX had, and Vrains had 60 episodes less than Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains only had 120 episodes, and 17 of them did not contain a duel. A few reasons for this, and one of the obvious was the production issues that plagued the show.
Oh, it's because of the recaps?
I'm not even talking about the recaps. Obviously, the recaps in episodes 13, 21, 29, and 38 were bad, but episodes 1, 3, 6, and 8 also had no duels. Like, it's crazy. There were 8 non-duel episodes in the first 38 episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, which for a Yu-Gi-Oh! Show is almost unheard of. I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains had almost as many non-dueling episodes in its first 38 total episodes as 5Ds and Zexal did in the entire show, and it had more than Yu-Gi-Oh! GX did in its entire show. So the non-duel episodes definitely got a little better as it went on, but I think a mixture of Vrains being a tough show to script duels for, as some of the people who worked on Vrains came out and stated, and the production issues that plagued Studio Gallop early on definitely lead to this number being inflated in comparison to the other spin-offs. And number 1 is Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters with 32 non-duel episodes. Now, I know I just kind of, poked fun at Vrains for having a lot of non-duel episodes, and Duel Monsters balloons almost double up to 32, but you have to remember that Egypt is a massive reason for why this number is so high. Actually, the Egypt arc has 16 of the 32 non-dueling episodes, and Duel Monsters literally had an arc dedicated to just Yugi and Bakura basically playing like a tabletop simulator while the characters were in Egypt and were actually fighting in the real world, essentially, or in the past, outside of dueling. Besides Yugi versus Yami Bakura, there were no traditional duels that happened in Egypt, and so that is the reason that Duel Monsters, by far, has the most non-duel episodes. We also have one other show that is currently going on, and as of episode 6, Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush.
How he slided, it looks so cursed for some reason.
Would actually be 4th. Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush currently has 11 non-duel episodes, and by the time this show is over, it has a chance to surpass Vrains for the most non-duel episodes that any Yu-Gi-Oh! Spin-off has ever had. It's crazy. It's already more than double Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's, and we still probably have about 40 episodes left of Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush. And a lot of these episodes, I don't think there's even been a single recap. A lot of them have just been kind of goofy, fun episodes, some of them better than others. Like, there's one kind of training montage with Udius and Yuhi in the first arc that is kind of a brutal, I would say it's probably one of the worst episodes. So even though there are more non-duel episodes here, it doesn't necessarily mean they've all been good. I would argue that a good amount of them have been forgettable, honestly. But it is crazy that Go Rush is probably going to give Vrains a run for its money when it comes to non-duel episodes.
Nice.
And there you have it, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Shows with the most non-dueling episodes of all time. Why did I compile a list like this? I think it's fun. I think
it's fun. I like
lists
it.
like this where you can compare all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Shows to each other is really, really fun. And the fact that GX is so low and Vrains is so high, even though GX had 1.5 times the amount of episodes that Vrains did, I think tells a story in of itself. And whether you think non-dueling episodes are a waste of time because you're really only in it for the duels in the card game, or whether you think having most of your episodes just being dedicated to duels robs us from character development and maybe better pacing and plot carrying on outside of duels, that's definitely up for debate. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this and what you kind of make of non-dueling episodes and if there's a correlation or not to your enjoyment of a show down below in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. A special thank you to my
Thank you, Patreons. Very cool video. Very good numbers, as always. Very interesting. It's always nice to analyze. Not analyze, just count, just observe the numbers. And the numbers by themselves are so fun. This is more like, this video makes me wonder what the Yu-Gi-Oh series could be. I feel like they I don't do I have a point of reference? If I think about this as a regular battle shonen, like let's say something that everyone knows, Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't know. Do we want to make like something like that in Jujutsu Kaisen? How many episodes don't have like fights? I feel like every episode has some kind of fight or like no, actually no. Let me think. What am I talking about Jujutsu Kaisen? I don't know. I feel like they like, since I feel like that the fights are like take less time. They are more flashy and take less time, so you can focus more on the characters. While in the Yu-Gi-Oh series, you go into a fight with a random character and it takes most of the episode. Like the setup, like what these people are dueling, is so short. It's so short, and the duel takes most of the episode, and then that doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's just cool to see cool Yu-Gi-Oh, but sometimes it's not even cool Yu-Gi-Oh, cool card games. Yeah, let me know about that. What do you think the Yu-Gi-Oh should focus on? I feel like the stories, I need to experience the stories properly. I didn't like the stories that much in GX, when there is like the you know, the darkness and this guy who wants to brainwash everyone. And what was the other one? Oh yeah, DUEL wants to fuse everyone. Like world-ending events, I don't like that much. I wish we could go into just tournament, right? And people caring about the game itself. But what do I know? I'm just a silly little guy on the internet pretending to be an anime boy. So yeah, let me know.